Hi, everybody. Joe Chaffee here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes, coming up tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast. It's all going to be about severe weather and excessive heat in the Northeast and Mid Atlantic states. We've got one more day before we get a break in the humidity, and we'll be talking about weather across the country and much more. That's tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Before we get to the severe weather risks that we're going to see, just want to point out these high temperatures today. We had 100-degree highs reaching up through central New Jersey. Newark just missed at 99. This as of 4 p.m. Eastern Time, so there's always the chance that this could get nudged up. Although I'm noticing that the wind has turned to the south in areas around New York City. So that probably means that the temperatures are done as far as the highs are concerned. LaGuardia getting up to 95, Caldwell 99, McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey hitting 100 degrees. Philadelphia got to 98. Lancaster saw 100. Harrisburg 101. And a little bit further south in Baltimore 104. And just right around Washington, D.C., 102 at College Park, Washington Reagan Airport, getting to 104 for the high today. So I think this pretty well qualifies for the hottest day of the summer. We had Long Island highs mostly in the low to mid 90s in southern New England and in the Hudson Valley. It was, and back through Massachusetts, it was mostly low to mid 90s there. So now we're dealing with, as we check out the satellite loop, this area that's moving across upstate New York. Most of those thunderstorms and there's severe weather with that moved through central New York and now moving into northeastern New York. They're pretty much north of I-90, but we're starting to see thunderstorms form on the southern end of this as a narrow line that is approaching I-81 and moving to the east. So we're going to watch that area expand in the next couple of hours as it moves through eastern Pennsylvania and into New Jersey. And here's what it looks like on the radar as of 4 p.m. You see the thunderstorms to the north, numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. There's a tornado warning that just got issued in of upstate New York there north of I-90. Looks like it might be not too far from Utica and that area going to the north. But these are the storms now on the southern end that just fired up in east central Pennsylvania and then extending southwestward from there into northwest Virginia and into West Virginia. So that's the area we'll watch. I don't think it's going to get as crazy as some of the storms that have been in upstate New York today, but there will be some stronger thunderstorms here. We also, while we've got the radar up, we're seeing some moderate to heavy rain and flash flooding in southern Illinois and extending into parts of southern Indiana and northwestern Kentucky. This is what's left of a derecho complex that moved through Chicago and produced a number of tornadoes in downtown Chicago. The Weather Service is going to have is looking at it and looking at the areas that were impacted, and it may be a few days before they come out with some final numbers. We've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the southeast, and we've got some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the central and southern Rockies. The Storm Prediction Center has three severe thunderstorm watches up. Again, this is as of 4, now coming up on 10 minutes after 4 p.m. Eastern Time in central and eastern New York into Vermont. A second watch that covers the Catskills, the Hudson Valley to New York City and western Long Island, all of New Jersey, much of eastern Pennsylvania, down into Maryland, northeastern Virginia, as well as Delaware, the northern part of the Delmarva Peninsula. And that all is encased inside an area of slight to enhanced risk. The enhanced risk is that area up to the north, and that area up to the north has a 2% tornado risk. Now, we've got another round of severe weather possible tomorrow. A cold front is going to be approaching. So we've got marginal to slight risk from Maine down into North Carolina, the slight risk from Northeast Virginia into Western New England. And I think that this might wind up being, I think, for the areas from Eastern Pennsylvania to Southern New England, a bit more important as far as the thunderstorm development is concerned. No, tornado risks are less than 2%, at least as of right now. And as far as rainfall amounts are concerned, as always with these convective situations, WPC can sort of blanket out a forecast of a half to three quarters of an inch to maybe an inch. But in some stronger thunderstorms, could it be double that? Sure. And we're seeing that possibility from Maine down into Northern Virginia, Southern Virginia, North and South Carolina, back to North Georgia and North Alabama over the next 7 days. We're looking at the potential for several inches or more of rain, which in many of these areas would be quite welcome. It's been very, very dry. Some of the areas are in moderate drought, so that'll be good news there. And the rains will also extend across Alabama into Mississippi, Louisiana, East Texas, and Arkansas. Also, some heavy rains in south central Colorado down into eastern New Mexico, up to several inches over the next 7 days as well. So we'll take a look. Let's get the new GFS. This is the GFS radar profile, and you can see that for this evening, the stronger storms are in that area to the north. Still some storm activity from the thunderstorms we're seeing in Pennsylvania seem to survive. This is as of 8 o'clock tonight. We've got a cluster of thunderstorms in West Virginia, some other thunderstorms down in Missouri, just some scattered stuff left in the southeast. Then for Wednesday, as it will be another hot day, although I think the temperatures tomorrow will be a few degrees lower than today, maybe the hottest spots might see middle to upper 90s, and many places maybe low to mid 90s. And then here comes the cold front during the late afternoon and evening. GFS is rather aggressive, showing some hefty thunderstorm activity from Maine all the way down into Virginia and North Carolina. I think that makes sense. Then a cluster that gets left over during the overnight. The front looks like it wants to push on through and move far enough offshore so that we will see improving weather conditions for Thursday and for Friday. And let's see as we go through the weekend. The weekend actually looks pretty good, which is a big plus. But I think the important thing about what happens behind that cold front is the fact that the dew points will be coming down. The temperatures will be coming down too. It'll still be very warm. I think we're going to see highs in the mid to upper 80s both Thursday and Friday. But we're looking at dew points that will probably be dropping into the 50s for Thursday from, let's say, southern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey northward. And then maybe that push gets a little bit further south on Friday, gets down into Maryland and Virginia. So that'll be good news there. And you see 50 dew points on Friday, or even some 40 dew points on Friday in parts of the Northeast, which is great. And it looks like it holds on for Saturday. And although dew points will probably start to come up over the weekend back into the 60s, or attempt to come up back into the 60s, I don't know how much success they'll have. The GFS says they might not have success. But it's a far cry from how humid it has been. We've been seeing dew points running in the middle to even upper 70s the last couple of days. And that really does need to go away in a big way. And I think it will. So don't forget tonight, the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast live at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time.